Hi, Roy Huntington here. Welcome to my garage. This is where I do reloading and stuff like that. You know, a while ago I reviewed Lee's Ultimate Turret Press and I came away really impressed. I've since loaded probably 1,000 rounds of 38 Special, which is my favorite cartridge to reload. And but it made me want to dig a little deeper. I went on their website, I was nosing around, and I found something which, I'm sorry, it's such a screaming deal, I had to bring it to your attention for two reasons. Number one, if you're just getting into reloading, you may not want the complexity of a turnip press or a progressive press. This is a single stage press which breaks everything down into step by step, which we'll go over. But what they've got going right now through 2024 is called the 40th Anniversary Challenger Pack. And so it's this press, but what's cool about it is it comes with a die set for the price. And they're offering the die sets 9mm, 38, 357, 44 Special, 44 Magnum, 45 ACP, and 223 Remington. And you know what? You just can't beat that. You know, I think one of the most important things about this single stage press is Lee's Breech Lock Quick Change die system, which sounds like a mouthful, but it's really innovative and it needs to be talked about for just a second here. Basically, with most single stage presses, you have to change the dies for each stage. And so, you know, resizing, decapping, you know, priming and all that kind of stuff, you have to change the dies. There's usually 3 dies. Well, with this system, once you get the die dialed in, once you get everything measured in just right and everything is working correctly, well then now to change from one die to the next, this little breech lock system acts just like the breech lock on the battleship Missouri. It just goes in and rotates a little bit till the threads engage. Now nothing has changed from the last time you had it in there. So what's cool about this is that you do all your resizing and decapping, for instance, and then click, this comes out, the next die goes in, click, it's in, everything's dialed in, everything's calibrated, nothing's changed. That is a huge thing. Now, I think we need to talk about something else, is that I've had people say, well, gee, that Lee stuff, you know, it's really lightweight and stuff. I bet you it doesn't last. Well, there's a reason that it's lightweight. And that is that about 40 years ago, John Lee was given an assignment by his dad, who founded the company. And that was to basically design this O-body press, but have it be lightweight and have it be strong and have it be something that they can offer at a price that would be really affordable. So he did. And after doing some research, what he found out was that most of the big mainstream presses that were being built at the time allowed you to, once it reached top dead center, you could go past that. And what happened is you get some tremendous leverage there. And so something that maybe only took 1,000 pounds of pressure was now suddenly doing 20 tons of pressure into this, into the press. And so presses were cracking. And so what'd they do? They made them bigger and heavier. And so, you know, if you remember, especially in the old days, you know, you took 2 men and a boy and a mule to lift a press up and move it off the workbench. Well, Lee figured it out. And so by simply installing a stop that doesn't allow you to go over top dead center, that suddenly cuts down all of that extra pressure. And that's when they discovered that you can actually have a lightweight, even a cast aluminum press. But as long as you're not beating it up, or, you know, overextending, putting 20 tons of pressure into it, it holds up just fine. Okay, I've taken a few minutes. I've got all the dies dialed in, and what we're going to do is basically just reload a case so you can see how this works. And I'm telling you, it's easy and you can do it. Okay, I got my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing, plus for safety, in case you pop a primer or something like that, which is always exciting when you do that. This is the sizing and decapping die. It's got the breech block thing in it, so it just goes in like this, seats, and it's that fast. You see, normally you have to screw it in, make sure everything was lined up and all that kind of stuff, but here it's done. Now, we have a case, once fired 38 Special. You put it in the shell holder, which comes with the die set, by the way. And then this is a carbide die, so you don't have to lube the case, which is pretty handy too. Now what we've done is we've resized the case and it's popped the old primer out, and this is really cool. this goes down inside the plunger here and then gets caught in a little plastic container. And so normally it just kicks the primers out on a lot of presses you've seen, and you end up getting old priming compound all over the press and all over your workbench and stuff. And so that's really cool. Okay, so we've resized the case. Now what you do is you put a primer in this little primer seating magic tool here that Lee invented. And then as you raise the handle, you'll see that it cams it over and then seats the primer. And lo and behold, we've got a sized case and a seated primer. And you can see it actually is a lot faster than it takes to say it. Okay, after sizing and repriming, the next step would be belling the case and charging it with powder. Now it comes with this die right here, which is, it has this little funnel on the top so you can drop the powder in. So what you would do is seat this, get it dialed in, you know, like you're supposed to, and then Lee supplies different powder measures, and so you would actually scoop the powder in whatever charge weight would be appropriate for the load and drop it in there. Now this would be, of course, on the press. So what we've done though is I stole this from the turret press, which is cool because it fits on this. And what this does, watch this, out, right? Now the new one goes in, check this out. Now what this does is it feeds the powder automatically and then also bells the case. Okay, so here's that round, we've resized it, we've primed it. Now we're gonna put it back in the shell holder and run it up. Now watch, you'll see some cam action there. What that's done is it's released the powder, which is 3.6 grains of unique. And then when you take it out and we look, it's got powder in it, and the case has been flared just a little bit to make seating the bullet, which is the next step, a bit easier. Okay, we're getting close here. Watch this. I just love doing this. It's so nice because after 50 years of doing it the hard way, that comes out with that cool breech lock thing. Now what this die does, again with the breech lock, and it's dialed in, I've fitted it beforehand, this will seat the bullet and then crimp the case. And so simple, easy peasy, goes in, twists and locks, we're there, let's do it. Okay, so now we have to seat the bullet and crimp it. So we have the case, which has been resized, primed, and the case mouth slightly belled, and that is allows you to put the bullet in, which you'll see, I just slip it right in. These are Barry's bullets. I like them. They've got that copper wash on them, so they're clean and they kind of go together really well. Put this in the die, make sure the bullet's kind of lined up there. Now, as we push this down, what we're doing here is we're seating the bullet. This plunger up here, which we've adjusted, seats the bullet, and then as you continue the press, the case. And so I don't know if you can see it or not, but it is definitely crimped. And so there we have one each 38 special 148 grain wad cutter done with a minimum of fuss and everything else, which is why reloading is fun. People say, oh, you must save a lot of money. And I think I said it before, is that I don't know if I do. I honestly, I doubt it. I mean, you know, especially if you charge for your own time, but it is so much fun and it's so satisfying and it's so relaxing and it's great to do with kids. I love to show people how to reload because it just opens all these doors for them. So let's wrap this up. You know, before we leave, I wanted to share this with you. This is a Lee loader in 3030 that I bought in 1967 probably, or 68, with money that I earned mowing lawns in the Navy housing area next to where we lived. And you know, one neat thing is the 40th anniversary pack is just like my Lee loader kit from many years ago. It's complete. Everything you need to get started reloading is included. I have since used this, 50 plus years, and I've reloaded a zillion rounds of ammunition with it. And I just used it not too long ago because if you want to put 6 quick rounds together for something, you can still do it with this. But the reason I wanted to show that to you was that I have had this relationship with Lee and the family there as a customer for all these years. And I have probably 15 of these Lee loader kits in a wide cross section of calibers. And I have them because they're nice people that make good quality products. The price points are amazing, which is exactly why you need to seriously take a peek at this. A 40th anniversary Challenger pack. Don't forget, for the price, it comes with a die set, and it's got those fancy breech lock die things. And so just, do it, okay? I mean, it's easy, it's very affordable. Buy some bullets, buy some powder, buy some primers, learn to reload. It's satisfying. It's great to do with kids, and it's a good way to just keep yourself involved in the hobby and keep you in loaded ammo. See you next time.